First to a Denver7 exclusive tonight, new video raising more questions about how Aurora paramedics are using a powerful drug.
And this is video that Aurora police and fire thought you would never see. And it comes more than a year after the death of Elijah McClain. Now, medics injected McClain with a heavy dose of ketamine shortly before he died in police custody.
Denver7 investigator Jennifer Kowaleski has the body camera footage the department took more than 3 months to release.
It's a cold Wednesday evening in Aurora.
What's going on tonight?
An argument over cigarettes leads to a fight.
And he kept insisting, give me a cigarette, give me a cigarette. And when he didn't, he swung first.
And then a heated interaction with police.
Hey, get back! Get down on the ground now! 221, one at gunpoint. Get down, all the way on the ground! Don't you move!
But it's what happens several minutes later that now has the attention of Aurora's highest-ranking officer.
Stop!
As more police arrive and tackle the first suspect, what one officer says has raised serious questions about the use of controversial drugs in high-tension situations.
Can we get this guy like some Versed or something and get him to calm down?
That's an APD officer urging Aurora Fire to inject a suspect with a powerful drug to calm him down. The officer then turns directly to paramedics to ask again.
Can we get like Versed and calm this dude down, or Haldol or something? Let's give him some juice to go to sleep.
And that juice ends up being ketamine.
You ain't going to sleep. And then we can deal with him.
A medical decision and drug police aren't supposed to encourage paramedics to use. But within 7 seconds of the officer asking for sedatives, an Aurora Fire paramedic walks up.
Yeah,
he was. He's been tased already.
Dude, stop.
Not long after, police restrain him. And despite the suspect's pleas against it,
No, you're not hitting me with nothing. I said no.
the same paramedic injects the suspect with 450 milligrams of ketamine,
450 in.
a fast-acting anesthetic that quickly knocks him out. Ketamine is basically a rapid tranquilizer.
All of your vital signs look great.
The drug is regularly used in hospitals. But paramedics are increasingly using it to help police arrest suspects they feel are out of control. Case in point, what happened in the newly released police video we've been showing you.
If we get him some meds, he'll probably, we'll get him some calm down.
The incident with Elijah McClain about a year ago really brought ketamine to the forefront.
After the death of Elijah McClain, who died in police custody, following a heavy dose of the drug, Aurora Councilman Curtis Gardner led the charge to temporarily ban paramedics from using ketamine. He also brought into question the drug's role in policing.
Do you have concerns that law enforcement is encouraging paramedics to use this drug or calling them in for this drug?
I have concerns that individuals without the expertise to decide if it's the most appropriate drug to use are encouraging its use.
Concerns we're now seeing firsthand on that Aurora police video.
Let's give him some juice to go to sleep.
This is certainly a subject of mutual concern.
Dr. Ben Lawner is the medical director for the Baltimore City Fire Department.
These are very difficult encounters.
It's his job to make sure paramedics are using ketamine safely.
For example, in our own jurisdiction mandate, 100% review of these calls involving ketamine.
We showed Lawner the video from Aurora Police.
We'll get him some calm down juice.
What was your first reaction when you heard the officer say what he said?
My first reaction was that there may be precedent in the system. Maybe that could be an accepted practice. Ketamine should not be administered at the request of law enforcement.
He says ketamine came on the scene as a way for paramedics to treat extremely agitated patients.
This was never incepted or intended as an assist to law enforcement.
Not as a drug to help police arrest unruly suspects.
There are concerns when you look at the police request for ketamine.
Dude, stop.
There are national discussions going on about this, and the medical directors have to be, I think, very engaged.
We wanted to sit down with both Aurora Fire and police. Both declined our request for an interview. In a statement, Aurora Police Chief Vanessa Wilson said, "This incident occurred nearly 2 years ago, long before the national conversation surrounding the use of ketamine." She went on to say, since she took over as chief in January, officers have already been reminded they are not to suggest or attempt to direct medical treatment. She called the officer's choice of words not ideal, but said he was trying to get the man in crisis help. In another lengthy statement, Aurora Fire Rescue said the Aurora Police Department does not influence our decision-making for treating patients and that its paramedics maintain medical control. But what you saw on that video is further proof of the concerns already raised about the use of ketamine in policing. I'm Denver7 investigator Jennifer Kowaleski.